Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel to Only Movies, and today we're going to be watching a video of Robert Englund getting his Hollywood Walk of Fame for him playing as Freddy Krueger. Yeah, he finally got his Hollywood Walk of Fame on Halloween Day, which was pretty amazing. I wish I could have been there. I should have stayed longer for my trip over there, but I know it was going to be really crowded and all. To be there in line, find parking and all that kind of stuff. But it's pretty amazing that I'm really happy for him for finally getting his Hollywood Walk of Fame. I know my sister asked me, it's like, but shouldn't he got it a long time ago? It's like, well, not all movie stars get their Hollywood Walk of Fame when they're famous and all. It takes them a while. Sadly, sometimes some of them don't get them until they pass away or something. But at least he finally got his. But it just sucks that Wes Craven wasn't there to see him get his Hollywood Walk of Fame. But a few of the producers, other directors from other films, and a few of his cast went there, so it was pretty amazing. And they did a speech for him, so we're gonna watch through it. But if you really don't want to watch like Nancy, Heather Lang, I meant, Elof, Roth, and a few other people doing their speech, you could skip it to the past 30 minutes, and then you can see Robert Englund getting his Hollywood Walk of Fame if you don't want to see all that. But I'm going to do a reaction, so when I do that, I'm going to sit more comfortable on my bed and watch it, because sitting in this chair is going to be uncomfortable and stuff, and I'll be more relaxed. And then I'll probably just eat my lunch while I'm watching it, or eat a few of the candies these kids got from Halloween and stuff. But I think it's pretty amazing they did his Hollywood Walk of Fame on during Halloween Day. So let's get started.
Good morning and welcome to Hollywood! And happy Halloween! My name is Jerry Newman. I have the honor and privilege to be the chair of the board of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. For over 60 years, the Hollywood Chamber has brought luminaries from the entertainment industry to this very boulevard in order to put their name and likeness into this galaxy of stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Today is no different. We are welcoming to the Walk of Fame a talent who crosses genres and defines one. I assume we have some horror picture fans here. I have to tell you, this is an amazing crowd. We had no idea it was going to be this big. You have drawn people out from everywhere, and we are so grateful for you and the celebrity that you have. Today is the day we install on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Robert Englund. To kick us off and take us through our ceremony, I'd like to welcome the President and CEO, our own star, Mr. Steve Nissen.
Well, I think I know the answer to this question based on your earlier reaction, but how is everyone doing? All right. On the one hand, and those of you who are watching worldwide on Variety streaming, you can't see all of this, but there are some really scary-looking people out in this crowd today. They're scary looking, but this is a friendly, loving crowd, so thank you so much for being here. All right, speaking of our fans around the world, let's give a shout out to them who are watching on our live stream presented by our media partner, Variety. We also are able to do these ceremonies because we're in front of Larry Edmunds' bookshop. And now with a clean window, I have a great view of everybody in that shop. This bookstore is not just a bookshop. It is living history of Hollywood. So I encourage all of you who have any interest in the history, the glorious history of Hollywood, pay a visit to Larry Edmunds. Maybe wait until this ceremony is over because we have stuff to do here. But after the ceremony, please come by and visit. The Hollywood Walk of Fame recognizes achievement in the categories of motion pictures, radio, live theater, live performance, sports entertainment, recording, and television. Today, in the category of motion pictures, we honor with star number 2,826 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Who is it? Robert Englund! And by the way, without the mask, he doesn't look scary at all. I just want to say. Now, before we invite our speakers to the stage, let me tell you a little bit about our honoree. Robert Englund is best known for his iconic portrayal, and look, it just gives me chills to even say the name. It scares me to say the name for his iconic portrayal of Freddy Krueger. Okay, but if you ran into Freddy Krueger walking on a dark street, you would not be chanting his name. Just saying. All right. His iconic portrayal of Freddy Krueger in New Line Cinema's A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Welcome to prime time, baby! All right, calm down. Robert has appeared in more than 80 films, multiple TV series, and countless guest star roles. Born in Glendale, California. Can we hear it for Glendale? Okay, you're not all from Glendale, I know that. But Glendale's a great place. Robert is the son of an aeronautics engineer who helped develop the Lockheed U-2 airplane. And here's something maybe you knew, maybe you find hard to believe, but at 12 years old, Robert was a happy-go-lucky surfer dude who stumbled into his first acting class through a friend, but fell in love with the craft and ended up finishing his education at the U.S. branch of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts at Oakland University in Detroit. After 5 years performing in classic plays on the East Coast, he returned to California and landed the first role he auditioned for in Buster and Billy. Soon after, he was cast as Willie in the hit show B. All right. To avoid being typecast as a Southern sidekick or friendly alien, he auditioned for a little horror movie called A Nightmare on Elm Street. Directed by Wes Craven. Now, Wes intended to cast a hulking stuntman, but took a chance on Robert, who brought his classical, former surfer dude, theatrical training to the role and gave the physical presence of Freddy Krueger a gravitas and a menace that launched him into horror history. The movie was obviously a hit. It spawned 7 sequels. It became an international phenomenon, which allowed New Line Cinema, the house that Freddy built, to become a major player in the film world. His portrayal of Freddy Krueger blasted him into the pop culture vernacular as heir apparent to the horror icons of the past, destined to stand alongside Lon Chaney's Phantom of the Opera, and alongside Lon Chaney's Phantom of the Opera, Boris Karloff's monster in Frankenstein, and so many others. Robert has worked alongside many great artists: Henry Fonda, Jeff Bridges, Sally Field, Barbra Streisand, James Earl Jones, Sissy Spacek, Sissy Spacek, Richard Gere, and countless others over his long-lasting career. And he continues to be in demand as an actor and a voice-over artist. His latest role, because he's still working hard, is in season 4 of Stranger Things. His upcoming film is the animated Pinocchio Unstrung, where he portrays Jiminy Cricket. Now that's versatility. Come on, Freddy Krueger to Jimmy Cricket. And will be released on October 26th. Well, that already happened. So it has been released by ITN as an independent film, A Nightmare on Elm Street 7 film 4K UHD collection is also now available from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. Now, it's also really important as we honor great celebrities and their wonderful careers. We also want to know what they do in real life and how they help their communities and humanity. So Robert supports this wonderful organization called Scares That Care, which is appropriate. And that organization every year assists sick children, breast cancer patients, and burn victims. So really wonderful causes, and thank you, Robert, for that. And I don't want to leave out one other cause that's near and dear to his heart, the Laguna Beach High School Scholarship Fund. Now, before, Robert, we bring you on stage, we have a couple of friends who, at least they start out as friends, let's hope that they stay that way, who'd like to say a few words about you. Our first speaker is a director, a screenwriter, producer, and actor. He burst onto the film scene at the 2002 Toronto International Film Festival with his directorial debut, Cabin Fever, which ignited a 7-studio bidding war and became Lionsgate's highest-grossing film of 2003. His other films include Hostel Hostel, Part 2, Knock Knock, The Green Inferno, Death Wish, Thanksgiving, and among others, The Man with the Iron Fists. He launched the horror section, an independent studio dedicated to making and theatrically distributing unrated, no-holds-barred horror films for theatrical release globally. So please welcome to the stage our first speaker, Eli Roth.
Thank you. What's up, everybody? All right, I'll make this quick. Heather and I were noting on the awkwardness of the crowd is over there, but we're really playing to the cameras, which, you know, as an actor, certainly speaks to my vanity. We just, you guys just cheer on the side. No, I'll try and mix it up a little bit. What a perfect way to spend Halloween, right? And in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard, with horror, and as of, sorry, my old man glasses, with horror, and as of today, Hollywood royalty, Robert Englund. Incredible. So, Hollywood is the land of dreams. This is a made-up city that only exists to tell the stories that we dream up. Only for guys like us, we're telling the nightmares. But if you can show the humanity in those stories, those scary stories can touch people and shine light in the darkest places all over the globe. And Robert Englund is truly one of those beacons of light. I had the good fortune to meet Robert many years ago, I won't say how many, when I produced a film called 2001 Maniacs, where he played the mighty Mayor Buckman. I had formed a new company, and the first movie we were going to make, I jumped at the chance to work with Robert. I just wanted to be around him, to hear his stories, hopefully become his friend, to learn from him. It was a dream come true. And I will never forget the first time we met. I was in the van. I don't know if you remember this. We were riding to the location in Georgia, and there he was, like right next to me, along with another icon in Hollywood royalty, the great Lin Shaye. And the two of them began talking not about horror, but about playwrights. Shakespeare, Pinter, Brecht, characters, the theater, delicious performances they'd seen. Who should win the Oscar this year, and who should have won it in years previous? It was by far the most disappointing van ride of my life. I wanted to fucking shoot myself. My God, I couldn't believe it. I was next to Robert fucking Englund. I wanted stories about Nightmare on Elm Street 3, not 12th Night or Waiting for Lefty. Jesus Christ. This is going to be a nightmare. That was my nightmare. But it is these experiences that encapsulate a man who truly understands how to find the humanity even in a monster. As a child, if you asked anyone who are the horror icons, they'd say Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera, Jekyll and Hyde, and the Mummy, probably in that order. If you ask any fan around the world today, who are the horror icons, they'll say Freddy, Jason, Michael, Ghostface, Chucky, and now Art the Clown. Probably in that order. Freddy is always first. Always. Always. That is no accident. Freddy Krueger was the first time a killer in a slasher movie spoke. Up until then, slashers were silent assassins, or a breather, avatars for the unstoppable force of death. But Robert made death fun, just so fucking fun, with such classic one-liners as, and join me, welcome to prime time, bitch! Suddenly, we weren't afraid of the monster, we were rooting for him, and that was a turning point not just in horror, but in cinema itself. Robert told me he had spent so many years buried in the makeup, no one knew who he was. And even I had to admit that at a certain point, I just assumed Freddy played Freddy. But it was Robert's choice of words that revealed so much about him. Buried in the makeup. He buried himself in that character, so much so that he took the most monstrous figure of our nightmares and turned him into a beloved icon that warmed our hearts. And that is not just the late, great Wes Craven. That is not just David Miller and Kevin Yeager's makeup design. That's Robert. That is Robert. He played the darkness and evil in characters like Freddy. He never played the darkness and evil in characters like Freddy. He played the humor and the humanity. There was a particular sensitivity to Freddy. He understood our subconscious. He saw right into us the same way Robert sees into every character he plays. Rewatch Elm Street 2. I know it was a financial mess, but watch it and watch the documentary Scream Queen. Sorry, Bob, if I'm giving you flashbacks. To see how that film was actually about the AIDS crisis in the 80s. It is a daring film and an incredible performance, but like all of Robert's characters, from Buck, who enjoys fornication, to Buckman, Robert buries himself in them. He is an actor who makes every moment count. So, Robert's not just horror royalty, he's truly a gem in every way. A cinematic and theatrical treasure, a force of nature, and someone who intuitively finds that part of ourselves in any character, no matter how monstrous, and makes them a little less scary and a little more empathetic. Robert, you really traumatized me for my teenage years. All of us, that's why we're here. I lost many nights of sleep of you, including last night when I was writing this at 3 a.m. because I was up thinking of what to say. But how fitting. Once again, I couldn't sleep because of Robert Englund. And as you know, when you make scary movies, there is no higher compliment. Congratulations, Robert.
Thank you, Eli Roth. But, you know, Eli, I'm the president of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and you just said Hollywood isn't a real place. So Eli is right. Hollywood is geography, but it's also a state of mind, it's a state of imagination, it's a state of aspiration, but more on that later. First, we have a few friends here to support Robert, and I would like to welcome them. So first, is Bob Shea here? Bob Shea, yes. Founder. Sarah Risher, producer of A Nightmare on Elm Street, the franchise. Jonathan Craven, son of A Nightmare on Elm Street director Wes Craven. Jack Shoulder, director of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Chuck Russell, director of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Is Rennie Harlan here? No, okay. That was Nightmare on Elm Street 4, but we'll deal with that later. Rachel Talalay. All right, I got to say, Rachel and I practiced the pronunciation of her name several times, but Talalay. She's the director of Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. And all of Robert's colleagues on screen and behind the scenes are here today to celebrate with him. Thank you all for coming. Our next speaker took on her first professional roles in Francis Ford Coppola's movies The Outsiders and Rumblefish. Roles in television pilots, commercials, movies of the week, and after-school specials followed until 1984, when she was cast by director Wes Craven to play iconic teenager Nancy Thompson in The Nightmare on Elm Street. Her character of Nancy Thompson would return 2 times to the franchise in 1989's A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors, and 1994's Wes Craven's New Nightmare. She later served as executive producer on the award-winning Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy. But she's going to wake us up this afternoon. Please welcome Heather Langenkamp to the stage.
What a celestial gathering of stars we have here. I first want to mention the stars above us, Wes Craven and John Saxon, who, as part of A Nightmare on Elm Street, I know are here on this All Hallows Eve, encouraging and bringing all their best wishes to Robert Barton Englund on this very special day. And then I also want to acknowledge the incredible celestial luminaries of all the cast and crew who are here to celebrate Robert. I'm talking about all the actors and actresses who were able to fight Freddy in one way or another. All of us, we're so excited to be here. And then you fans out there, you are stars to us. And in our 40 years of meeting you and greeting you, we know how important you are to the success of our careers, and that is not a lie. I have had the privilege of acting with Robert Englund in 3 films, and I feel I'm uniquely qualified to, speak about him because I was there the day Freddy was born. Now, they did a lot of months of preparing the special effects makeup that he would wear. They had many weeks of preparing a costume that would bring forth that incredible silhouette of Freddy Krueger that we all know so well. And when I look at this 5-pointed star in front of me with Robert's name on it, I think of the 5 fingers of that oily, dirty glove that he wore on his right hand. That glove dreamed up by Wes Craven. He was an unapologetic visionary telling us how evil can be. And on that glove were 4 knives for fingernails. That primal fear we all have of beasts in the wild that can just rip us to pieces when we're not even aware of it. So these elements all became part of Robert on these very early days of Nightmare on Elm Street. And with those 4 fingernails, he not only slashed 4 victims in the movie, but he slashed the Hollywood idea of what a villain is and what he could be, and as Eli already said, what he would say. Because Wes did make a villain that could speak, and not only speak, but with wit and even eloquence. I will never forget the moment I saw Freddy come to life. It was in the back alley in Venice, here in California, behind Tina's house. They went down the alley, everything was smoky, the cameras were on a dolly waiting for this moment, and Robert Englund, always rehearsing until they rolled the camera. He would work on his right shoulder, dipping a little lower than his left, the glove, always ready to slash you at a given moment. He was always working until they said rolling, and then he did something magical. It was like this for the 10 years that I had the privilege of working with Robert. I'm not going to look over there. This moment was so terrifying. The take goes along, and Robert Englund raises his glove, and he says, "This is God." It was blasphemous. It was hideous. It was so evil. It sent chills up every spine in that back alley. And for the first time, I realized, holy shit, I'm in a slasher movie. Later, my agents asked me to politely not include it on my resume. But all I want to say is not only did he have this voice, it was gravelly, it was sneering, there was a little spittle involved. It was incredibly, it set your teeth on edge the minute Robert took on Freddy's voice. And he married that demented sneer with this wonderful portrayal of the most evil character you can think of. So my stories about Robert are so different than my stories about Freddy. Fred Astaire always said that Ginger Rogers did everything he did, but backwards in high heels. Well, all I would like to say today is that Freddy and Robert did everything I did, but in half an inch of latex and a huge deadly weapon on his right hand. When we fought, it was Robert who choreographed our fights for the most part, and he always made sure the glove was the third lead in the shot. He always made sure it was just close enough to my face to give me shivers, but not to actually cut me. And so when I look at those scenes on film, I see the magic of Robert Englund, the classically trained actor, Royal Academy alumni. He came to set every day with something to give Wes Craven to create this magical character that we all know and love so much. So, this man has put his mark on Hollywood. Wes Craven put his mark on a genre with the help of Bob Shea, who believed in his crazy idea. I call to these celestial bodies above to thank them for the opportunity I had for letting me even be in the same room as these luminaries. 100 years from now, no one will walk across this star and say, "Who was Robert Englund?" His mark on our business and this genre and our popular culture, and I'd say even the world, has been indelible and will live in infamy forever. So this might be the third time you've heard this line today, because it's such a great line. But I would just like to heartfully say, welcome to prime time, bitch.
Well, let me follow that, Heather. Thank you very much. To say to Robert Englund, welcome to the stage, Robert. That's for any of us. Okay. So, so the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, as our chair, Jerry Newman, observed at the outset, has
Because
administered
he's famous,
the Walk of Fame
I'm so happy
for over
he's
6
just like himself.
decades.
He's not like
And
other
as
movie stars who are.
Eli Roth correctly pointed out,
Think
Hollywood's
all
not
that.
a real city, but it's in a real city we know and love as Los Angeles. And even though this street, the Walk of Fame, is a street of imagination and really creative brilliance, it also is a real street with real shops like Larry Edmunds' bookshop and restaurants and hotels and small retail. And so on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, we'd like to present you with a resolution that is signed off by the city council member who represents this district, Hugo Socha Martinez. So this is a photo op.
That's so cool. Well, it's hard to tell what's all that other stuff on the bottom says. At least it has his name above it.
So, Robert, 2,825 other stars have preceded you, but when we unveil your star, number 2,826, please know that after today, as I explained to your invited guests before the ceremony began, some 10 million visitors will come to the Walk of Fame and see your star. So, we're about to hear from you, but it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce to declare today Robert Englund Day in Hollywood!
I think the Dodgers need that chant in Toronto. They need it more than me, although thank you for the love. I love this smell of peanut butter cups in the morning. Happy Halloween. All Hallows Eve. This is very personal to me, this very neighborhood, this street. I see many friends here today, within earshot, probably without this microphone, that helped me. My roommates, my Hollywood roommates, worked here at Larry Edmunds, and a dear friend of mine also worked here, and their salary checks actually probably helped pay my rent for a while. But the two of them, James Jeremias and Janice Fisher, toiled on a little screenplay over the years, and it evolved into The Lost Boys. That's a fitting movie to mention on Halloween. And their dreams came true, and today my dream is coming true. So this old broad of a boulevard, which is called the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, well, not for my roommates in Hollywood and nor for me. So I just want you to know, no broken dreams here. I really want to take a second again to thank the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. And not just for this great honor, but the fact that they believe in this town, and we brought the Oscars back to this neighborhood, and we're spiffing it up, and also the fact that they celebrate this diverse sense of popular culture, both from the past and present. And when you walk down this street, you can Google some of the names on some of the stars you don't remember. But it's great for me because, you know, I see stars representing my father's favorite drive home to disc jockey that played Sinatra, and his favorite cool West Coast jazz, you know, Dick Whittinghill. Or I see my father's favorite band leader or trumpet player, as well as old variety hosts that I loved and disc jockeys that I cruised to as a teenager, all commemorated here. And that's all that fabric of popular culture that's woven together that I think we all have in common. And I think in these times it's really nice to reflect on what we have in common, what we all like, you know, rock and roll, reggae, country music, jazz, you know, talk show hosts that we remember from our youth. And I just think it's a great thing that the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce does by doing that. And I'm really grateful for being permanently cemented, you know, into American popular culture. Nancy, did you bring the Windex? All right. Listen, I also want to thank all my friends at Warner Brothers Discovery. You know, they have been so supportive and kind during this process. And my old friends at New Line Cinema, Bob, it's so great to see you, and others here today. Sarah, you know, you guys were champions of mine early on, and, you know, one of the happy accidents of a career in genre, whether it's science fiction or horror or fantasy films, is it makes you an international actor, which is just this great, great gift, you know. And I've done probably over a dozen films now in Europe. You can see some of them represented in the window here. That's me. There's my Russian poster, which is pretty cool, right, Eli? And that's just a great act to have in one's career, however many acts you get out of it. And I want to thank Eli. You know, I don't know if you guys just realize what a triple, quadruple threat Mr. Roth is, but if you think I'm scary, check him out in Night Always Comes. Okay, just an amazing performance with just a sprinkling of the master Anthony Perkins in his performance. And Heather, poor Heather, and I have been attached at the hip since 1984. Beauty and the Beast, you know, and I think Heather tried to escape Elm Street, and she wound up on American Horror Story. And then she tried to make another exit, you know, now she's in the world of Stephen King, you know. It's always will haunt us, Heather. You know, I also want to say something about Warner Brothers Discovery, you know, that's my favorite lot since 1974, when Richard Gere broke my nose in Blood Brothers. I finally got a great parking place there a couple of years ago doing a game, which tells you how powerful games are. So thank you, Injustice 2 and the character of Scarecrow. I think I had Clint Eastwood's parking place for a week. Yeah. You guys know what that means in the status world. All right. I have a dear old friend here, Rhett Topham, who's also been such a great supporter of this award and my career over the years, and a great friend. And, you know, Rhett and I go way back to Roger Corman days together. You know, I said this to Rachel Talalay the other night. You know, the days of second unit peanut butter and jelly. You know, you get bread, peanut butter, jelly, and if you're lucky, flies. But just because it's Halloween, I will mention something from Rhett Topham's resume. He wrote the little classic horror film Trick or Treat with the late, great Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons, who I've worked with several times. But that's a little Hollywood trivia, a little Halloween trivia for all of you. I need to thank my team at Third Hill. You guys have just been terrific. Thank you for all of it, Tony. Thank you for, you know, answering the phone on Sundays. And Gabriella Rice, my late great agent Joe Rice's widow. I wouldn't be here without them. And thank you, Gabriella, for stepping up, after Joe's passing. It really meant a lot to me, because I miss him every day. And he really took care of me and really helped engineer my career. So I'm grateful. Nancy's out there somewhere. Nancy found some of these posters that I wanted people to see, to understand, that I've done nearly 100 movies, even though you won't see all of them because they're playing in what was the former Yugoslavia. But hell, it beats working. And I would want to thank you, Nance, so much for helping me through this. But even more than all the late night phone calls to Third Hill and the hand holding from Gabriella and Nancy putting up with me, I wouldn't be here without the fans. All right? And as far as I can see, you guys showed up, and I know you're going to start knocking on doors looking for peanut butter cups and candy corn real soon. But thanks for coming, and thanks for supporting me, and thanks for going down rabbit holes on the internet and finding my old movies. And I just want to say to everybody, I'm not going to say it because Heather beat me to it, so how about this? Trick or fucking treat.
All right, that's enough profanity for the day. So, shall we unveil the star? Oh, let's go this way. Don't jump.
Stand on it for now. Oh, it's good luck. Looking up. Good luck. You might not hear for me?
Bottom row, please.
Robert, just turn your body. Face us. Yeah, you should move right there. Put your weight on your left leg. And now then. Back to the middle. Now hug the wall.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to bring Nancy in.
And the two-bell looking right straight ahead. And the two-bell straight ahead, please, Nancy, Robert. Nancy, Robert, down low here.
Mr. and Mrs. Englund in the corner, please. How about a kiss?
Yeah.
The other Nancy.
And a solo of Mr. Englund. Very welcome.
Yeah, right now. It's critical you had to be sitting in your pocket. Right? So the old factor. And now we're pulling. That's the time.
Over here, guys, right here.
So, let's do first solo. Solo first.
Enough chatting.
But before the fog, let's get him without the fog first. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll do that. Thank you.
Robert.
Lay down. Yeah, lay down. Lay down. A mermaid pose. There you go.
Sir, right down low here.
Robert.
Your eyes right here, Robert.
Robert against the wall.
Robert, right here.
Robert against the wall.
Sir, can you touch it?
Touch it. Put your hand up. Touch the car.
Looking up while you touch it. There it is.
Robert, look up left.
Robert, looking right here with that.
I like that look.
There it is. That's what we need.
And Mr. Englund.
That's what we need.
Oh,
Background.
behind.
Background.
Background,
Robert, can you
One more claw.
There we go. There it is. Let's see the claw.
Robert.
There it is. That's cool right there. Move background.
What's Hollywood without sunglasses?
And in the corner, the claw.
We gotta have a glove somewhere, right?
Yeah, there's a guy here.
Does anybody have the glove?
Can you borrow a claw from somebody?
Robert.
Yeah, there was one.
And Robert just standing. Robert just standing by the stern.
Oh. There we go. There you go. Oh, look at that.
Robert,
Borrow your claw.
give him the claw. Give him the claw. The claw.
Right there.
Do the claw.
Yeah.
Touch the star with the claw. Lay down by the star. Down by the star.
Touch the star. Touch the star.
Can you touch the star with the claw, please?
There you go. Touch it with the claw.
No, the star. There we go. We need the more powerful.
Robert, touch the star with the claw. There you go.
Touch it. There you go. Hold on.
Smoke, face the smoke.
Robert, this way. Robert. In the corner, Robert.
Bring out the smoke.
Robert, down low, sir.
Robert, over here. Hold him up. Robert, just angle your body towards us.
Robert, hold it up.
Robert, right here, those eyes, sir. Right next to him, right here for me.
Does anybody want to help?
Right here in the middle.
Gentleman in the corner, Bob, Robert.
Gentlemen, down low, together. Gentlemen, looking down here for us.
Hey guys. I have to get his team in a photo.
Let's do a shoe shot. Should we do the shoe shot?
Claw shot.
Instead of a shoe shot, we need the I'm not on the top. Yeah, it will be a hand shot. Yeah. There you go. Anna, hold that. Over here, guys. So Freddie sat here. Anna, hold it, okay? We're gonna use it again. Hold it. Yeah. Don't let it go. Put her on, Anna. I know. Let's go. Yeah, put it in the start, There you go. Thank you, Anna. No, but when we go up there, we're going to do the hand shot. Ready, guys? Look at that. For this one, just for this one. Got it. I don't know. Just see people in the back. Really? We can go. Ready? Start. Oh, got one. You guys want the shoe shot? Yeah. Just right.
So that was pretty amazing. I'm happy for him that he got his star from Hollywood Walk of Fame. I was there at that same location. I passed by it weeks ago, walking by there with my family, which was pretty cool. I wish I could have been there, like I said earlier, but I know it was going to be so crowded. I know my niece and nephew were looking for their favorite artist, and they were wondering where was Michael Jackson and all. But Michael Jackson was on the other side. But surprisingly, there's like over 2,000 people who got their Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I'm wondering how is that all going to fit, because it's not going to fit at that same location. Where's it at? Because I know there's some who they do on the other side and stuff. But luckily, they put Robert Englund right there with the main Hollywood Walk of Fame. So people will see them, because I've seen like Tim Burton, Jamie Lee Curtis has hers, and a few other movie stars and actors and director and all that has theirs. And I thought also was pretty cool that in his glove that they added like how they did with his star with the film and all. That was pretty cool. So I'm sure someone who did the design for the glove of his was pretty amazing. I thought that was pretty cool. Like I said, and you see a few of the his cast was there, was pretty awesome, and his wife was there, of course, which I think was pretty amazing that everyone was there. But I'm happy that he finally got his Hollywood Walk of Fame. Maybe in the future I'll go visit his star and all and take a photo and video and stuff. But I'm just wondering, after all that, I wonder if they went to the house for Nightmare on Elm Street, which I don't think so, because he hasn't posted anything, or Heather Lang or any of the cast. Because I know that place, like I went to the house, like I showed you from my other video, that they want to have a private property. I guess they don't want people there. So if they were there for the movie stars to be there and all them, they had to get the permission from the owner who lives there. The reason I say that if they went after the location of Hollywood Walk of Fame is because it's not far from there. It's really close by. It's just like 10 minutes away from the house, which I was really surprised when I first went there. I was thinking the house was going to be more further down, but it's not far from Hollywood Walk of Fame. Walking might take an hour, but the driving takes 10 minutes. So for them to just drive there would have been pretty easy. But due with traffic and all, it was probably would have taken them about 20-25 minutes. But other than that, I'm sure they would have want to drive there. But like I said, they had to probably get the permission from the owner first. But other than that, I know a few people who met a few of the cast who were there, who got the chance to meet them. I don't think they met Robert Englund, because it would have taken a longer line to meet him. Because I know that, because I met him a few years ago, and just to meet him, there's a long line. So, but I know they met the other cast from other Nightmare on Elm Street, so they got the chance, which it was pretty cool and all. But like I said, I'm very happy for that. So, but other than that, hopefully you guys like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell more people to subscribe, because I'm already 70 subscriber. So I'm only 30 subscriber left before the year ends. So let's do that. So I got like a couple months left until the year's end. So let's go make it up to 100 subscribers. So thank you guys.